Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Am I the Asshole? If you're a fan of listening to Reddit stories, it would greatly support the channel if you could like or subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started with our first story. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor to grow up, get a life, and get the F over the fact that I painted my house a color he doesn't like? I bought a house in a community without an HOA. I wanted my home to be my home, and that includes making it look the way that I want. I also chose a neighborhood that already has fun, colorful houses instead of just plain earth tones. I finally got to the point where I could repaint my house. I picked a soft peachy color with sage blue and soft and dark pink accents. Fun and colorful without being too out there. I think if you Google Coolers Blue Sage Peach, you'll see a similar palette. My neighbor Paul effing hates it and has been complaining since we started the project. He also made his opinion known that he hates our front lawn, lots of wildflowers and sunflowers, fun garden flags, a little free library, etc. Each and every time I've told him that I don't care. Truly, I don't. And I've suggested a few times that maybe he'd be happier in a HOA community that has control over everything and forces people into having earth-toned homes. Paul got angry when I suggested that and said he's lived in his home for 15 years and shouldn't have to move. I told him, okay, well, you'll have to learn to live with a little color. Last weekend, I was putting in pavers that my niece and I had painted together. They're all things like ladybugs, turtles, birds, etc. in fun colors. I adore them. And my niece is so excited she gets to be a part of my home. Paul came over to complain yet again, saying it was all an eyesore and my niece was here. So I just told him, it's time for you to grow up and get the F over what I'm doing with my house. He got even pissier and told me that I have no right to talk to him this way. Do I know who I'm talking to, etc. I told him to just go away and get a F in life. If he has so much free time to bitch and moan about a colorful house, maybe he should get a hobby. He stormed off, calling me a nasty piece of work. My niece was cracking up on the side. For the record, no one in my family is uptight. We really don't care about cursing. I know some people still clutch their pearls over it around kids. She's 15, but I'm sure she says worse. Anyway, one of the other neighbors came to tell me that he's been flapping his yap about how disrespectful I am to talk to him like that. She told me that she knows he's a pain, but that he has been in the neighborhood forever, and it's worth being nice to him. I don't know. Is telling him to get a life that big of a deal? Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. The house's color scheme sounds gorgeous. Something we'd have here in our Inman Park neighborhood. My guess is, your neighbor is more upset about the kitschy items in your front yard than the color of your house. Maybe you need some pink flamingos. Paul, it is Paul, right? I want to make sure that I know who I'm talking to. I'm going to make a deal with you. Every time you're over here bitching about my house or yard, I'm adding 2 pink flamingos to the decor. Every week that you go without bitching, I will take 1 flamingo down if I hear that you've been talking about me to the neighbors. Dakana is coming out onto the porch. Questions? Some giant gnomes would be great companions to the flamingos. They have gnomes for all seasons, too. Next time he comes by with a complaint. Hi, Paul. I put some serious thought into your criticisms over my house. I think we could come to an agreement where if you start to pay my mortgage and my bills, then I will happily adjust the aesthetic of my home to your liking. We could start OG1? Does that work for you? Otherwise, as the person paying the bills here, I'm going to continue doing whatever I want with my property and will ask you to not approach me or my property again for this matter. Or a simple get FD Paul, up to you. Either way, not the asshole. Not the asshole. Some people just don't understand when you try to be polite with them, so it is not your fault that you told them to foff. It is their fault. I bet other people would just fall down on their knees and praise this neighbor and do whatever he wants. Yeah, right? I always am very polite, but if other people do not understand or don't want to understand, I become very rude. This saves me a lot of time in future, because these people know what I will tell them, and they don't even try to pull more crap on me, as it just doesn't work. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.